Hi GoLivers. I'm tired of typing, so I decided to just record a video. I just wanted to go through a few things about the upcoming weekend. Super excited. It's like, it's coming at us fast here. Let's see. First of all, I'm hoping that everybody has seen the page on the Caravan with a K, caravanstudio.com website. On the navigation bar under GoLive, the bottom line in the drop-down menu now is the participants info. And so that's going to be the thing that supersedes anything else published. If things change for whatever reason, it's going to go in there. And so that's going to be my way of updating you guys if you need to be updated. So that has the maps of the area, the hotel and the university properties. It has the map of the lobby of the hotel and the rooms identified, because the schedule says what rooms workshops are going to be happening in. And then the university map has the Buena Vista building, which is where the Buena Vista Theater is, and also the assembly room, which is where all Saturday workshops will be held. So I know it's confusing, kind of sort of two venues, but everything on Friday is at the DoubleTree Hotel. Everything on Sunday is at the DoubleTree Hotel. Everything on Saturday is at the University of Texas in the Buena Vista building. One of those, either the theater or the assembly room. Okay, so that's that. I had a question about lunches, and this is the scoop on lunches for Friday and Saturday. First, let me say that the DoubleTree Hotel in the past has been somewhat acquiescent about us bringing in food if we were running late and the restaurant there was closed or whatever, but they are tightening up on that big time. So because they are, a corporation and because they have a restaurant there, they're wanting to make sure that no outside food comes in. So on Friday for the lunch, and this applies to anybody who plans on being at Michael's lecture for the pre-rehearsal lecture for that second workshop, there are going to be menus provided by the restaurant there at the DoubleTree Hotel. Menus at the registration table first thing in the morning. So when people come to register between 9 and 10 for the first workshop with Tamerlan, or just to get their stuff for the weekend if you're not in that first workshop, there's going to be menus there from the restaurant, a little subset of their menu, things that can be put together relatively quickly, sandwiches, salads, that kind of stuff. And people are being asked to just order then when they're going in to take that first workshop or picking up their stuff. We'll turn it into the restaurant. They'll have all the food available to us right before Michael's lecture, and then we'll just go pick it up and go into the room for Michael's lecture. That's how they want to handle that. That'll be the most expeditious way to do it, given that we have to have something from their facility, right? So that's Friday. On Saturday, lunch is provided. So Saturday is a really tight schedule. Man, I tried, but it's still a really tight schedule, because we've got the workshop in the morning, and then we want to fit in something during lunch, but then the NAO has their sound check starting at 1, and that's a whole bunch of you guys coming in from out of town that probably want to be there for at least a little bit of that sound check. We want to have the sound check for all of you dancers wrapped up by 1:30, of course, right? So you can get back over to the next workshop. So in between the morning workshop and the afternoon workshop at lunchtime, instead of a panel discussion, which is what we did last year, we're going to have more of a monologue than a symposium, because that's just going to be easier to control time-wise. And Susu has agreed to do a presentation on, I believe we're calling it Behind the Tabla, and it's just her impressions of what dancers can do to get the most out of their experience working with a live drummer. So that's going to be what happens during lunch. As Sahira's morning workshop is finishing up in that room, it's a huge room, okay? So the food is going to be brought into the back of the room, and when the workshop is over, people can just go pick up a sandwich or a wrap or a piece of pizza or whatever's back there, grab a beverage, go plant themselves down and get ready for Susu's presentation. So that should be a very quick turnaround, even with the number of people in attendance on Saturday. Susu's talk is open to anybody who's registered for anything on Saturday. Okay, so if you just said, oh my gosh, that's so great, I'm going to go to Susu's talk, but you're not registered for anything on Saturday, then we're not assuming you're a part of that mix. So that this talk by Susu is applicable to people who are registered for either the morning or the afternoon on Saturday. And just to drive that point a little bit farther, Michael's talk on Friday is actually tethered to that afternoon workshop. So that is open to the people who are in that afternoon workshop. I think that part probably makes tons of sense. But anyway, that was supposed to be a conversation about lunch. Lunch on Friday is going to be pre-ordered. Lunch on Saturday is provided. That's that. Sunday is a very open kind of environment. I have my workshop from 10 to 12, and then everything starts turning into the open stage time. The vendors that we're going to have start coming in. So, and the restaurant will be open, and if people want to leave the property for a little while and go to one of the surrounding area restaurants, and then have lunch over there and then wander back over for the rest of open stage and the vendor time or whatever, you're more than welcome to do that. It's going to be pretty free flowing during that time. In terms of restaurants in the area, for those of you coming in from out of town, there's one great Mexican restaurant that's super close. It's right across the street from the Buena Vista building at UTSA. It's called Pico de Gallo, and the Cortez family in San Antonio owns several Mexican restaurants in downtown San Antonio. That's one of them. It's awesome. And where we are in downtown San Antonio is right next to Interstate 35. Just on the other side of Interstate 35 is San Antonio downtown, Turista, Riverwalk, all that kind of stuff that people think about when they think of downtown San Antonio. And so that's not going to be a quick walk, but it is a walkable walk, and it's something that you might want to consider if you have some spare time or whatever. There's some great restaurants, of course, over there. Pricey, touristy, pricey, but great nonetheless. Okay, let's see what else. There's probably no less than 40 dancers from my studio. They're going to be around over the course of the weekend. So if you're coming in from out of town and you're not renting a car and you're wondering about Uber, whatever, of course, you can Uber all over San Antonio. We are a city of 1.2 million, so we're a pretty good sized place. But there's going to be lots of cars going everywhere anybody's going. And so as you get to know me and some of my dancers over the course of the weekend, everybody's going to be happy to throw an out of towner in their car if that's someplace you want to go. So that's not going to be a problem. If you do have a car, or if you're a local, I talked to the DoubleTree, and you do not have to pay for parking unless you're staying overnight. So the charge for parking is for overnight parking, not if you're just coming in for the day to attend workshops and all of that kind of stuff. Then you will not get charged for parking for that. Let's see. What else? There's probably more, but that's why. Oh, here's the other thing. So if you're coming in on Thursday night and you want to come over to Jumpstart Theater, again, it's 2 miles. It's just 2 miles from the hotel and the university area. So it's super close. And you can Uber over there easily. There'll be tons of people once you're there. They're going to be coming back to the hotel, or could drop you back at the hotel if you're coming in from out of town. If you're going to come on Thursday, if you could just let me know. I mean, you can just respond to any email, caravanstudio@gmail.com. That'll come to me, and just let me know so we can have an idea of the numbers, okay? Because we are ordering pizza, we're getting some veggie and fruit trays, we're getting wine and waters and all that kind of stuff. And not that anything ever goes to waste, but it would just be nice to have some approximate number of what we're expecting there. This is the evening that Isaac and the Metaphor will be practicing with the dancers from my studio that are doing group choreographies to some of their music. Ditto Lamam Ensemble. George Lamam and his ensemble will be there at the theater to run some things with the dancers at my studio who have a group choreography to their music. Okay, they're not going to run everybody solo, so that's just not going to happen. If you want to talk to them there, you can. But it's really just kind of a little meet and greet. I mean, the actual rehearsal time, I don't think it's going to be too terribly much. It was just a nice little theater that we use all the time. It's close by, and it'd be a great way to say hello to everybody before Friday morning. Okay, so let me know. Let me know if you're coming in Thursday. That's it for now, man. Thank you so much for coming to this. Man, I can feel the momentum. I'm having a hard time staying focused on this year and not jumping ahead to 2024, but I'm here. I'm with you, and I'll see you soon.